You did that right in time. Kind of freaked me out. I can't click fast enough. Die.
There's this song by this band called Meshuggah.
What'd you just call me?
Meshuggah. There's a song called Bleed by this band called Meshuggah, and the ending of it is very distinct. Like it ends on like a bang, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Like it's like the whole song goes. That's how it ends.
Oh, okay.
And one time, I like to do this thing because I'm a fucking dork. Where I'll like snap at the end of the song, or I'll point. And I was sitting at a red light one time, and it did the end, and I pointed, and the light turned green. Literally, it couldn't have been more perfect, closely to how I was pointing to how the song ended.
That's awesome.
It's just that good.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Who was that? No,
Get up!
No!
You're so close.
Okay, Eder, you know what to do.
Did I tell you I beat Sekiro?
I knew that you were playing it. I knew that
Finished it.
You did. You did finish it. So what are your thoughts on it? The whole game?
I really liked it.
Yeah.
I just thought it was fun, and it was so fucking. I was really good at that game for some reason.
Yeah.
Literally the hardest boss in the whole game was that one near the end. It was that mini boss right before the final boss.
Oh yeah, those two. Oh, those two
Yeah,
idiots.
and then I found out the way that you're supposed to do it. You're also getting hit from behind.
Motherfucker. I don't know. I think I like a lot about Sekiro. But it's just kind of like it uses the repetitive kind of run to the boss format. I think it does it a lot better than like Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring. So like that's why I can appreciate it a bit more, even though it's probably the worst for that, because it's probably the hardest game that they've made. But like
I think it's the easiest game.
It can
just because
it can be. Yeah.
I literally was just that like in tune with the mechanics and the controls and everything.
Yeah.
I still think Dark Souls 3 is
fucking
harder and but also there's less variety in your options for Dark Souls 3. It's basically like you have one set path and then you can only do that set path. But like all the options and mechanics that are given to you are utilized in Sekiro. Like like all the movement and all the defensive options and stuff. So I don't know, it was just more engaging. It was a lot of fun and it made me feel like I was a better player.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I think the issue with the games like, you know, like the Dark Souls and Elden Ring, where like the focus is on like a variety of build styles. I think those ones are stretching themselves way too thin, and I think Bloodborne and Sekiro prove that having a tighter focus on something that's unique and different can prove to be a really strong game.
Yeah, I would agree.
That's why, like, I don't think Sekiro holds the same amount of, like, I don't think Sekiro is nearly as good as Bloodborne, but, like, it's definitely, Sekiro's the strongest game that they've made since Bloodborne, but, like, not counting Sekiro, like, I don't think they've made a good, like game like Dark Souls since Dark Souls.
Yeah.
I think Dark Souls 2 and 3 are garbage. I think Elden Ring's garbage.
I legitimately like Dark Souls 3. I think that's a good game.
I can see it though, but
looking at it as the sum of its parts, I would say that it's lacking and unoriginal, but I still like it. I still think it's fun. I still like that world.
Yeah, I get that. It's kind of like I think you would disagree when I would say this, but like it's kind of like liking a bad game just because like I don't know, I had a good time with it, and like that's fine.
No, I think it's legitimately well designed. My gripes with Dark Souls 2 is that I think it's like poorly designed and put together, but I legitimately appreciate like the level design and construction and the way everything is considered in Dark Souls 3. Except for all of the cliche, like, overdone stuff, you know, that's obviously annoying, but I would say that when you're going into a game like that, those are things to expect, and those are what you're looking for, which is not always good. I would say that by the time that we got to Elden Ring, it was really exhausting.
Yeah, I like Elden Ring exists as like an exploration game. That's kind of what like people see it as now, and it's like, well, you can't say it's a masterpiece if like one half of its whole is utter garbage. Like that's why I just don't understand. I don't understand the people who think Elden Ring is a masterpiece, because like I certainly do agree with them. Like I think the open world exploration is super strong. Some of the best we've seen in like any game in the last probably like 20 something years. But it's also like the exploration itself is also kind of weak, but also the like the combat, literally the other half of that game's whole, is like considered by nearly everyone in the community the worst. Like everyone thinks it's flawed. Everyone,
oh really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, like, or like everyone with half a brain stem thinks it's like
That guy was an idiot.
thinks it's like terrible. And people are like, yeah, the bosses are just like not as well designed as like all the other ones.
Yeah.
And like they reuse bosses, they reuse like, I don't know, it's like the same kind of stuff that we were like, man, we didn't like when Dark Souls 1 had like a bunch of repetitive bosses that were really well designed to begin with. And then they did that exact same thing in Elden Ring, and people are like, well, yeah, still don't like it. Why'd you do that?
People fucking buy it for some reason.
Because I think it had a strong premise, though. I think Elden Ring had a really strong premise of being an open world Dark Souls. Like, I think you can do something. Okay, I'm not going that way. I think you can do something with that, but it just I think it fumbled the bag so terribly, because I mean, not having anywhere to having very little direction to explore, and just having a massive world to go through. I think that's cool. I like that so much, but like, I mean, aside from that, it's just kind of a worthless world to explore, because what do you find? You find worthless boss encounters. Oh.
I would have really loved if it was more like Demon Souls, just interconnected. I mean, of course I would, because the level design in Demon Souls is just really good, but...
Yeah.
But, like, if Demon Souls was instead one big map, and it was just a little bit wider, you know?
Yeah.
Not wider than Elden Ring, but, like, if it just had room to explore around.
Yeah.
And for you to have fun on your horse and stuff, I think that would have been awesome.
Oh boy. Ooh. Yeah, it's, like... it just like it stretched itself too thin, and like the second half of that game, pretty much everyone agrees is like garbage.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna play it. I literally have no drive to play that game.
I don't think you're missing anything. Like it's not worth it to finish it, because the final boss sucks. So it's universally hated. Like, people think it's one of the worst Souls bosses ever.
What boss is it?
Have you heard of the Elden Beast?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that thing is... I mean, I don't think it's the most egregious Souls boss, but it's pretty terrible, all things considered.
Doesn't there what's the like one boss that's like supposed to be the like nameless king of the game? It's like insanely hard. Is it
Millennia?
Yeah, Millennia, the like Valkyrie girl.
That's also probably one of the worst Souls bosses.
Doesn't she have like a move that literally is like there's no way to avoid it? You just have to hope that either you have enough health if she does it, or she just do it.
Actually there is a way to avoid it. Yeah. But like the only good way to avoid it is using this weird like speedrun-esque strat where you just kind of like I can't even describe it, but like it's nearly it's like speedrunner level like ability to pull off.
Yeah,
it's
just
like
impossible to do.
Yeah, it's just way too difficult. And so yeah, you just kind of don't bother with it. You're like, you literally just mash roll, or you're like, okay, well, I'm done. I can't beat it this time. And that's terrible. That's literally terrible. And the boss has one of the worst mechanics like ever, where if she hits you, she gets health back.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, so like imagine that on top of like the stupid
A boss with an attack like that?
yeah. And like that's not even like the worst part. When that happens, yeah, she gets like most of her health back, but oh my god, I killed both of those guys.
Nice, that's badass.
Oh, what was I saying? Ugh. But yeah, she has other moves where she just fucking like flips her sword at you like a few times, and like there's half of her health is back.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, she has 2 full health bars that you need to
Of course she does.
get rid of, because yeah, she's insanely strong boss. Yeah, it's just like literally they weren't thinking. I don't think that they were thinking. And that's like all of the bosses in the game too. Is like there's one boss that's like I think is pretty cool. At least the first half is like pretty Demon Souls-esque.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's just kind of like a weird premise, and you're like, oh, okay.
What boss is that?
It's like the Renala, the moon.
Oh yeah.
Queen or whatever.
The second half of that boss fucking sucks though.
Yeah,
I
and
hate
like it literally it just ruins all that could be cool with it, because they needed it to be a traditional boss in some way, but they also wanted to do something different with it. But so it was torn in multiple directions, and it fucking sucks because of it.
Yeah.
And people are like, yeah, the first half is boring. And like, yeah, of course it is, because they didn't flesh out the mechanic. Like,
what's the mechanic? I've fought that boss before, I just don't remember.
You just have to find like three little things.
Right, yeah.
They hold up a shield, but you can like hear where they are.
Yeah, that's very Demon Souls.
Yeah, and I like it. I think that first half is probably the best. No, really, like one of the best bosses in the game. Just on the sheer premise alone, because I like it a lot. But yeah, it's fucking. They blew it. They really blew it. Everyone's favorite boss is like Godric, I think is his name, of like the castle at the beginning area.
Grafted.
Yeah, I think he's just okay. I think he's way too overhyped.
I thought it was fine. It was cool. I like that he like ripped up the ground and stuff, and that the stage changed as the boss fight went on. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
And I like that his second phase has a cutscene leading into it. I think it's more dramatic. It does break up the flow of the gameplay, but
see, I'm like sick of that. I don't like that anymore. I'm not a huge fan. Are these things just broken?
I think they might be.
Oh.
There you go. Oh, I think the aiming is fixed, but yeah, the model itself. It's really
no, he broke it. No. Okay.
Hint. Jump down.
Jump down.
Yeah. Order.
Good.
You gotta be quick though. There's critters down here.
Oh, there's critters.
You see that big tower on the left?
Oh, fuck me.
That tower that you're looking at? You gotta go
that
there.
one? Okay. Yeah, okay.
I don't know if you'll make it though.
I'm dead. I'm so dead. I'm so dead. Ooh, who's that?
That's Greg.
Fuck, that's Greg. Yeah, he works down the street. Oh, Jesus Christ. What the fuck is this spawn? Yeah, I could probably keep going on and on about Elden Ring. It is one of the most disappointing games I think I've ever played.
Damn.
Yeah, because I was so beyond excited for it, and it's just not worth it.